Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to continue on with Shredderman's secret identity. Chapter 11. Dr. Voss comes knocking. When the recess bell finally rang, I waited until almost everyone else was out the door. And when I did go outside, all my beautiful, awesome papers were just lying there, like trash. Kids were walking on them, running over them, ignoring them. I felt like calling, "Hey, check with the confetti. Read it." Instead, I walked around with a lump in my throat. Then I heard one of the fourth grade teachers say, "What in the world? Look at this mess." She picked up a purple slip and read it. She picked up another, and another. Pretty soon she had a whole handful of confetti. A girl came up to her and said, "What is that, Mrs. Bernhardt?" and picked one up too. Mrs. Bernhardt blinked around at the blacktop and sand. Her mouth was hanging open. She ripped the paper out of the girl's hand. Then she did a power walk, straight for the office. The girl picked up another strip off the ground and read it. "Hey," she called to her friend, "look at this." That's all it took. It spread like a cyber virus around the playground. Everyone was picking up slips. Everyone was talking to their friends. Kids were smiling, laughing, giggling, showing each other what their slip said. And they were running all over the place to see if there was more. Something on a slip they hadn't read yet. There wasn't a ball bouncing anywhere in the playground. I could hear their voices. "Shredderman? Shredderman? Shredderman." It was quiet at first, but got louder and louder, like a swarm of bees getting bigger and bigger. Mrs. Bernhardt came back, and she wasn't alone. Another teacher, Miss Sims, was with her. So was our principal, Dr. Voss. Pretty soon all the teachers were in a huddle near the bathrooms, even Mr. Green. They were talking rapid fire, too. Hands were waving, heads were shaking. They didn't know what to do. It was too late to stop it. Then Freddie came up behind me and shoved my shoulder. "Why are you just standing here, nerd?" I caught my balance, then turned and shoved him back. Hard. And before I could believe I'd done that, out of my mouth popped, "Nothing, okay, P-boy?" He blinked at me, and just stood there like it hit him with a stun gun. I took a step back and said, "You're Freddie. I'm Nolan. Got it?" He nodded. Then he followed me as I walked away, saying, "I just couldn't believe you weren't checking these out." He handed me a purple slip. "They're about Bubba." "Bubba?" I said, trying to act like I didn't know anything about it. "What's the Shredderman stuff about?" "I don't know, but I want to check it out." "You think Miss Circuit will let us on the internet?" I blinked at him, and I wanted to say, "Us?" But instead, I laughed and said, "Worth a try." The computer lab was open, but we didn't see Miss Circuit right away. She's really short, even shorter than most of the upper graders, so it's easy to miss her. But Freddie spotted her behind her computer. "Miss Circuit?" I asked. She was grinning from ear to ear. "Huh?" she said, looking up. Before she could switch back to the browser's homepage, I saw my homepage flash on her monitor. She'd been visiting Shredderman.com. "Yes, Nolan?" "Well, hi there, Freddie." I said, "We were wondering if we could use the internet." She raised an eyebrow and asked, "Was there a particular site you wanted to visit?" She picked a piece of confetti off her desk and wagged it at us. "I don't think Dr. Voss is going to permit visits to Shredderman.com, if that's what you're after." "Darn," Freddie said. "Bummer," I added, trying hard not to smile. As we left the computer lab, Freddie said, "Wow, if they're censoring it, it must be good." Then he took off down the ramp, calling, "See you back in class." By the end of recess, confetti was in pockets everywhere. There was almost none of it left on the ground. Back in class, people tried to ask Bubba what was going on, but he just got mad. "I don't know, stupid. You think I know? How am I supposed to know, huh?" Then, like a couple of dumb monks, Kevin and Max said, "Yeah, how's he supposed to know, huh?" Mr. Green had barely gotten everyone to quit talking when Dr. Voss came into the room. My heart stopped. I could see it on her face. She knew. Boy, was I in deep, deep doo-doo. Dr. Voss whispered something to Mr. Green. They both looked very serious. Then Dr. Voss left the room, but we could see her waiting outside. Mr. Green said, "Okay, gang, take out your social studies books and begin reading on page 149. We'll be answering questions at the end of the section, numbers 1 through 10. We pulled out our books. We turned to page 149. We looked at Dr. Voss, waiting outside. Then Mr. Green moved between the tables. He was headed straight for ours. My heart was pounding. How would they figure it out? How would I give myself away? I'd even registered Shredderman.com to Shredderman. I hadn't used any part of my real name anywhere. But Mr. Green didn't stop at our table. He walked right past me, right over to table 6. And 2 seconds later, it was Bubba Bixby, not me, who was on his way to the office.